Here we go. Matt Walsh, go, baby, go. Cancel!
Now, this may surprise you, but I'm going to disagree with the majority opinion about something. I don't think
Oh, that's so cutting edge and so hipster. I love it.
of myself as a contrarian, contrary to what most people say about me, but on this I must dissent. A manager at an Olive Garden in Kansas has been fired after sending an angry email to employees telling them that they may not call out of work for any reason. And if they claim that their dog died as an excuse for coming to work, they have to bring the dead dog in as proof. Now, the manager, whose name has not been published, thankfully, was fired, and most people have applauded the decision after the email went viral. But I'm on the manager's side of this, and I'll explain why. But first, here's the story from a local CBS affiliate. It says a Johnson County restaurant manager sent a harsh message to employees about taking time off and was subsequently fired. An Olive Garden media relations representative confirmed to KCTV5 a manager at the restaurant on 95th Street sent the below message to staffers. And here is the message in full. This is what it says. Our call-offs are occurring at a staggering rate. From now on, if you call off, you might as well go out and look for another job. We are no longer tolerating any excuse for calling off. If you're sick, you need to come prove it to us. If your dog died, you need to bring him in and prove it to us.
This is so intense, I love it.
If it's a family emergency and you can't say, too bad, go work somewhere else. If you only want morning shifts, too bad, go work at a bank. If anyone from here on out calls out more than once in the next 30 days, you will not have a job. Do you know in my 11 and a half years at Darden how many times I called off? 0. I came in sick. I got in a wreck literally on my way to work one time. Airbags went off and my car was totaled. But you know what? I made it there on time. There are no excuses.
Wait, what? I got in a wreck and literally on my way to work, airbags went off and my car was totaled. But you know what? I made it to work on time. Shut up. No, you didn't. That is such a lie. God. I don't believe that for a freaking second. You totaled your car, your airbags went off, and you made it to work on time. Shut up. There's no excuses. Us collectively as a management team have had enough. If you don't want to work here, don't. It's simple as that. I can understand that sentiment. Funny thing, it happened on my way to Olive Garden. Yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go.
Us collectively as a management team have had enough. If you don't want to work here, don't. It's as simple as that. If you're here and want to work, then work. No more complaining about not being cut or not being able to leave early. If you're in the restaurant business, do you think I want to be here?
And when he was your age, he walked to school through 20 feet of snow while carrying 50 pounds of ice on his back. Exactly. Uphill both ways. You forgot that part.
Until midnight on Friday and Saturday? No, I'd much rather be at home with my husband and dog, going to the movies or seeing family, but I don't. I'm dedicated to being here, as should you. No more excuses or complaints. I hope you choose to continue to work here, and I think we, the management, make it as easy as we can on y'all. Thank you for your time, and thank you to those who come and work every day and work hard. I wish they were more like you. That's a message. Olive Garden announced that it had parted ways with the manager after.
Yeah, of course. I don't think you could put that on social media, though. I love it. It's hilarious.
This was released. It was a predictable decision, but the wrong one. Obviously, there's some hyperbole there. You shouldn't actually bring a dead dog into a restaurant.
Oh, no. We take everything everyone says seriously. That is who we are. We're supposed to. You can't just say these things. I mean,
come on, man.
Thank you, Joe.
It's Olive Garden, not Panda Express, for God's sake. And of course, it's conceivable that a person could have a reason to call out more than once in a 30-day period. I rarely call in sick to work, but I missed an entire week a few months ago after I lost my voice. Not a lot I can do.
Oh, okay. Well, find your voice then. If you lose it, you might as well freaking find it. I mean, yeah. God, I freaking hate myself.
Without a voice. Though even then, I still dragged myself to work, and I recorded a segment in subtitles. That's how committed I am to my job. Or it's how committed I am to trolling. You decide. Perhaps there's not much difference between the two.
Or you're a narcissist and you have to be in front of the camera like me.
At any rate, the point is that there is reason to object to this manager's message to employees if you insist on taking it absolutely literally. But a more charitable interpretation is that this person is trying to run a restaurant and yet is sabotaged every step of the way by spoiled, entitled brats who want a paycheck but don't want to put the work in to earn it. And these are frustrations shared by a great many managers in the restaurant and retail space and other industries. Call-outs and no-shows are at an all-time high. And it's not because everyone's dogs are dying all of a sudden. It's not because there's a record number of family emergencies.
Can you imagine, like, if an employee got really mad and decided to, like, find a dead dog on the side of the road and brought it in? Oh my God. People are crazy in these days. You can't just say that these people do these things. It's because the owners have access to some of the saddest K-pop tunes and help you mourn your dead pooch. They also cook up your dog and serve it as a Tuesday lunch special. It's in the soup and salad. Why do you think the soup and salad is such a good price? Matt could have went to work and did some light duty. Yeah.
If it's a medical emergency driving this problem, the medical emergency is a severe allergy to hard work. I think that's the real epidemic.
Ooh, just own the libs already.
Happening here. This is an affliction which...
Of course it is. Of course it is. For many people that don't know, in the food and beverage culture, a lot of people, like myself included at some points, that worked in food and beverage, who worked in the restaurant industry, there is a habit of calling out when you're sick. And it happens a lot in restaurants because you don't necessarily feel like an employee. When I was a server, I was getting paid $2.15 an hour. Now, did that make me feel like this company actually cared about me and I was actually a part of the team? Or did it make me feel like I was expendable and I could get a job at any other restaurant at the whim if I got better shifts? You tell me. But again, it's these stupid kids. I mean, I do agree. There is a part of our culture today that is like so whimsical, and that anything hard in life, it's like, I can't even do it. It's just too much. And like this idea that going to work is a part of discipline, and doing that discipline daily actually makes you feel happier is not instilled in us, because you need to do whatever makes you feel good inside. Amen. Can I get an amen?
Which has spread across an entire generation and beyond. And the people who are trying desperately to keep our economy afloat by keeping these businesses open, they're fed up and they're furious, and they should be. If I was in charge of all...
Willie says, working in a restaurant as a kid, I thought I was going, it was a great partying with the waitresses and having a great food to eat. Well, that's exactly what it is. I mean, 90% of food and beverage people, they just eat and drink and party. You make a ton of money in tips, and then you go use that money to drink. It's just like, it just goes away.
Olive Garden, I wouldn't fire that manager. I'd give him a raise and a promotion. Because this is exactly the no-nonsense, get your crap together attitude that we need.
Maybe don't put it online.
Now, of course, there is another...
Or getting it leaked. I don't know. Maybe say it in a team meeting.
...side to the story. I made a condensed version of the point I just articulated on Twitter over the weekend, and Lauren Southern responded, disagreeing with me, saying, quote, people are fed up working jobs with no upward mobility, no living wage thanks to inflation, and no real benefit to their community, multinational corporations. Workers don't care anymore because a manager that asks you to bring your dead dog in clearly doesn't care about them either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming this manager is joking. I like to believe that people aren't this insane. Now, could it be true that he's not, or she's not, they, them's not? I don't know. I must have been part of that 10% minority. Hey, congrats on being part of the minority.
Now, Lauren and I went back and forth several times, and although this
why don't you get a rim set?
Breaks the rules of arguments on the internet, we still respected and appreciated each other by the end of it. And I've been a fan of Lauren's for a long time and still am.
All right.
And she raises an important point here, which I don't fundamentally disagree with. It's true that many people are disillusioned and demoralized, and they have no hope. They're dropping out of a system that they feel is rigged against them. So she's right about that.
Because it is. We bail out the banks, then people lose their houses, and then the banks no one cares about you. We care about Brittany Griner. We don't care about the other prisoner. I mean, it just goes on and on. Like, I digress. I mean, the government is slower to give unions sick pay time off for a thing that creates our entire economy rolling. That is our like the trains. Like, but when you give $100 billion to Ukraine, if you aren't paying attention to where the money is going in our country and how the lack of care for actual United States citizens and how we willy-nilly just toss money to every other thing under the sun that doesn't affect you and me daily, I don't know what to tell you. If you actually think the government is doing some good and not just out there doing whatever they want, unchecked, and just look at Fauci. He's smiling and having a fantastic time. Look at Ghislaine Maxwell. She was put in prison for sex trafficking to absolutely nobody. I just, Joe Biden and his son, Hunter Biden's laptop. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's too much because bring out the food and cook and prepare is a real skill. How can we pay attention to where the money is going when they are clearly don't know where they are sending the money? Well, yeah, exactly. And being asked to audit where the money is going to Ukraine is seen as hate speech. Hey, let's not find out where the money is going. That's rude. I see the money going to Ukraine. I don't see any money going to infrastructure.
I made a similar point, or at least a related point, in one of my monologues last week. It's an important aspect of this problem, and it's important that we talk about it. But there are other realities which also must be acknowledged, because this is not a simple matter of the working class rising up against their wealthy oppressors. The people left holding the bag here, such as managers at Olive Garden,
are the managers. The managers always... Being a food and beverage manager is the most thankless job in the world. I do not recommend it to anyone in the world. They're having so much fun, they didn't want anybody to ruin it.
They're working class too, and it's worth sticking up for them.
Bring on the robo-waiters.
And on that note, a few points. First, many of the workers who are giving up and throwing in the towel are young, okay, like late teens, early 20s. These are not people who've been grinding it out for years and years and have finally become exhausted by it. Most of the shift workers...
That's probably true, but I did work in a restaurant that had a few people in their 50s, so you can't say that definitively.
At Olive Garden, they're not going to be people in their 50s who've been slaving away for decades.
Whoa, it's like you heard me.
It's only to have their opportunities for greater success stolen away by various misfortunes and calamities out of their control. There may certainly be some people in...
Everybody thinks that managers are somehow high-level employees, but they get shat on more than the employees. Oh, 100%. Being a manager is a terrible job. It sucks. It sucks. Owning a company sucks. You work all the time. You don't have days off. You don't have breaks.
In that category, but a greater number are young adults in college or just out of college, or who never went to college, but are around that same age. And if you're in this demographic, and you've already stopped trying.
I demand to speak to the manager. Me too. Let me speak to the manager.
That's a whole lot less understandable because you never started trying. You can't be fed up with something that you've never even done. You're in your early 20s. How do you think life is supposed to go for you at that age? Do you think you're supposed to enter adulthood and immediately be rewarded with the kind of wealth and fortune and job security that most people work decades to attain?
Didn't used to be like that. I demand to speak to the manager's manager.
What did you expect? Working at Olive Garden sucks. Of course it does. Of course it does. No one ever said it doesn't. There's no version of working at Olive Garden that won't suck. But you got to start somewhere. You got
to... Like the guy crying about working 25 hours a week. The Starbucks employee. That guy. I hope that guy learns his lesson and he changes his attitude. But because that video looks so... this is why I'm so glad that I didn't have a camera when I was young and dumb and didn't have things like TikTok that would go around the world. I'd probably have some stupid video like that too. Just like, I've been working so hard and my manager didn't give me my 10-minute break today.
You gotta pay your dues. You have to work your way towards whatever it is you want. It's not going to be handed to you. A very small fraction of human beings.
Wait. Papa says, I have a feeling that Olive Garden has one of those god-awful training videos that says working for Olive Garden is fun. Dude, working for Olive Garden is fun. Hey, at Olive Garden, not only family, but we like to have a lot of fun around here. We like to kick up and have a good time. Do you like having a good time? Well, you're going to love working at Olive Garden. Yeah, we work hard. Yeah, we toss a little salad, and we shove breadsticks in our mouth. You know what I'm talking about. But we do our thing. This is Olive Garden. We're doing the best thing we can. Make Bennigan's great again. That guy was a girl dancing.
In the history of the world, have been born so wealthy that they never have to work for anything in their lives. But if you, like me, are not in that category, then there is no option but to build for yourself whatever kind of life you want. Or rather, there is no other respectable, honorable option.
Look, all right. I'm not going to take this video that seriously for a couple of reasons. One, if you feel like you need to have a different job, do not work there. You are not forced to work anywhere. But if this is a job that you have, find a way to enjoy it. I have worked countless shitty jobs my entire life, and you can complain, and there's some kind of power in complaining about your situation. But after a while, it starts to really drain you and bring you down. And the only way in life to find some satisfaction in the pain, in the suffering, is to find joy in the little things, or learn ways to make a difference in other people's life. Find ways that you yourself can control your own situations, because you can control whether you're having a good day or a bad day a lot of the time. Not always. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not say that, like, you find out you have cancer, like, that's not in your control. But like, doing mundane tasks at work, like serving, filling up people's drinks, sucks. But finding a way to enjoy that time and enjoy filling up those drinks is the best way to enjoy your day and make the day a little lighter, because our life that we live can be so exhausting and so tiring. And so just adding extra anxiety on top of that, saying that my life sucks, I hate my life, I hate my situation, I hate my job, I hate everything, and just saying that over and over again, you just start to develop this negative mindset that controls your life, and then finding positivity becomes harder and harder and harder. So finding ways to challenge that irrational belief that my life is the worst life to ever live in the whole world, and finding ways to enjoy your life is the only way you can find happiness, break out of that depression mindset, and find some peace and comfort in life. Because yes, this life is hard, and yes, this life sucks at times, but finding ways to enjoy, but especially make a difference in people's lives, is the key to true happiness. It's Italian, it's Olive Garden. I like it. You like me?